Greetings, my name is Matt Carter, and my journey to Okta as an identity specialist has been a long, winding road. My first experience with technology and government followed my graduation from the U.S. Air Force Academy, where I served building theater battle management systems for the military. I've had a very enjoyable career in cloud security, but I've always gravitated toward identity. I came to Okta from Amazon Web Services, where I helped customers on their path to least privilege using access control policies. I was drawn to public sector at Okta because of the impact I could have with customer identity, helping agencies build public trust, protecting our benefit systems from fraud. I really value helping all these people easily enroll into these programs. There are a surprising number of things that go into a CIAM project. Customer experience is critical for the success of any site project. Providing an easy registration process is important for a first impression to your customers. Incorporating identity-driven personalization as they progress through the service will help build trust with your constituents. Providing customers options to use their existing account at login.gov will delight new users and entice them to continue their interactions with your site. Simple enrollment to multi-factor authentication and judicious prompts on subsequent logins will reduce the friction. With customer identity and access management, there comes a higher scale relative to a workforce project. You're opening your application to the internet, where you're exposed to bots, denial of service attacks, and fraudsters. Having a cloud-native CIAM solution that will automatically expand with your site, keep identities secure, and make profile enrollment flexible and extensible will help agencies modernize and focus on key metrics. Little things we take for granted when we use commercial websites require identity-related configuration. Take that little terms and conditions link that we acknowledge when we start using a service. This comes automatically with Okta. Developers shouldn't have to worry about coding accessibility and making sure their site is available in different languages. Accessibility and internationalization is available out of the box with Okta so that developers can spend more time focusing on the mission of the agency. Developers can extend Okta's customer identity solution in several ways, with the most important touch point being the integration of Okta with your website. You can embed Okta into your site via APIs, or you can host your own registration, login, and other facets on Okta. When hosting on Okta, developers can add JavaScript to customize the user experience, but Okta provides most of the logic seamlessly without code. Okta provides a widget that simplifies much of the development, but if you need more control, you have several SDKs in modern languages in major technology stacks to customize functionality. During registration and login, developers can further extend their flow with agency-specific logic to query other data sources to enhance the user's profile. One agency added additional claims to their token based on the level of assurance provided by an external identity proofing provider. Developers are spared, however, from having to write integrations with most SaaS applications, as Okta Identity Network provides thousands of pre-built integrations, making single sign-on a cinch. The type of skill sets needed by developers to customize your Okta solution will vary, but Okta is usually language agnostic. This means you can write the integrations in the technology stack you already use. Everything you do in Okta can be managed with an API, which means you can automate any aspect of the configuration. If you don't have developers available for your project, Okta Workflows is a no-code alternative to implementing asynchronous identity workflows. This is not yet authorized for FedRAMP, but there are agencies that have received waivers to operate Okta Workflows for this purpose. Integrating Okta with your application is really easy for a developer. We have a couple of different models that give you options. The first decision is whether you want to have an Okta enrollment and sign-in. This can be fully branded from the top-level domain to the logo. This is the most secure option as you're sharing operational responsibility with a skilled Okta Ops and security team. You can embed Okta's experience into your own application and interact with Okta through APIs. We provide a widget to encapsulate that interaction. For agencies looking to leverage a smartphone authenticator, one option is to use the Devices SDK to use a branded version of Okta Verify. This gives you all the phishing-resistant capabilities of Verify with the branding of your agency, which helps build trust with constituents. If you already have a native mobile application, you can use the Devices SDK to incorporate push notifications right into your existing application. Keeping customers from bouncing between different apps improves their experience and builds trust that they're not being scammed. Okta can be easily incorporated into your CI/CD pipeline. There are several ways to shift left for an Okta configuration. For Terraform shops, Okta has a provider that enables you to delegate Okta configuration to developer teams who source control their Okta configuration alongside their application code. In one agency, policies are managed at the team level, which really enables developers to be productive without waiting for security changes from another team. The agency incorporates compliance checks and other guardrails before the changes to Okta are deployed to production. Because the Okta configuration is codified, they can write automated tests to ensure any violations to their policy are detected early. Okta CLI and IDE tooling give developers another way to quickly deploy Okta environments from their IDEs. This helps them avoid ClickOps in a console, and tools themselves use device authorization flow to authenticate, so they don't become a backdoor to making unsanctioned changes. There are often agency-specific APIs that are used to power their agency website. There are best practices for securing these APIs using Okta. Developers may be inclined to use the same token they used for login to call these APIs. If these APIs contain sensitive information, you can exchange the original token for a new token specific to the API with the permissions governing which operations the site can call on behalf of the user. This practice will help you on your journey to least privilege. There are some really interesting patterns for incorporating Okta into cloud services that host agencies' general public-facing web applications. Customers can use Okta to dynamically enroll sensors that are collecting data and securely feed that data into their agency's data lake. This machine-to-machine interaction often requires dynamic registration at scale. Enabling partners to consume that data requires different levels of access control. Okta provides a policy-based access control engine where developers have all of the context in their application to ensure least privilege is enforced. For developers looking to learn more about CIS, Okta offers a free DevLabs hands-on workshop where developers can learn how to quickly integrate a single-page application with Okta. Furthermore, they can configure custom claims-based authorization based on policy at the API level. It's a great place to interact with other agencies implementing Okta, as well as access some of the experts within the Okta technical staff. I hope to see you there soon.